Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. JOTA, and I will be breaking down that Super Friends 4 Australia 1. I mean, it was an amazing game. It was an incredible game, but the most important was at first, in the first 10 minutes, I thought, okay, Australia is going to do the same thing that Saudi Arabia against Argentina, and they will to steal the show, winning to the world championship. I mean, to the world champions, France, right? Well, it didn't happen. I mean, it was just a vision, right, an imagination, but it didn't happen, right? France really came back on track super quick. They did a great job. They really proved everybody why they are still, in my opinion, the favorite ones for winning again the World Cup. I mean, these guys are just awesome. And although all the injuries, in spite of all the injuries, right, in spite of all the injured players that they already have had, let me tell you, man, France do not mess with them because they are ready to go. They are ready to beat every single country else. And of course, they are my favorite ones, I would say, alongside Brazil, but that's it. I mean, these guys, you have to keep in mind, they have had already 5 players injured, right? I'm talking about Benzema, I'm talking about Pogba, Kante, and also Nkunku, and today, Lucas Hernandez. So you have to keep in mind, with all those injured players, they are still able to win every single game, I'd say. I mean, Australia is probably not the best team when it comes to assessment, when it comes to test the waters, but they are, I mean, good enough, not great, right, but good enough for France to test themselves and see where they are at, right? I mean, before the game, everybody was expecting for France to be in the highest, right, eliminatories, right, like semifinal or stuff like that. But after all the injuries, after all the players going out of the World Cup, right, and dropping from the World Cup, Pogba, Benzema, and all the stuff, there were a lot of doubts about this team of the champs because the coach as well, he decided to change, for example, the defense line. He decided to change everything, and he's no longer playing with 3 defenders anymore. He's just playing with 4 defenders. He said that in a press conference, and he promised that, and he did it. I mean, today he played with a 4-man defense line, which was really, really very effective. I mean, aside of the mistake that Adrien Rabiot made at the beginning of the game, in the minute 9, a good win score for Australia, and that is when all the things came like kind of upside down. But himself, Adrien Rabiot, he flipped over the whole situation, right? He changed everything. He scored 1 goal, he assisted in the second one, he stole a very important ball, and he was the kind of the engine of the change of the game, right? He was the first player and say, hey, I am here, I don't want to lose, I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to help my team to get through this. Because the score, like 0-1, it was kind of, it was kind of not scary, but kind of like they were, I don't know what can happen in this kind of game, because sometimes when you think everything is under control, you lose completely your mind, and then is when all the problems come up, right? And same thing with Australia today. But fortunately, these guys were able to overturn the situation, and they finally won the first game against Australia. Let me comment a bunch of things because, for example, in my analysis in my Spanish channel, right, I talked about different players that they didn't make it today in the defense. Like, for example, I thought Theo Hernandez was going to be ahead of Lucas Hernandez, his brother, right? And the Champs decided for lining up to Lucas Hernandez. Okay, fine. Benjamin Pavard, I was right. Benjamin Pavard was, of course, the right back of France, and to me, there was no another option, right? I mean, there was no a better option than Benjamin Pavard. And then Upamecano and Konate were the central defenders, and that was the center back. They were in the center back, the central defenders, and I thought it was going to be for Varane and Saliba, the Arsenal player, because he's doing a great job. And Varane is still, I mean, he's coming along, he's getting, back on track, but I really understand, I get it. The Shams decided to line up to Konate and Upamecano. It's fine. As of the midfield, I was right in pretty much every single player. For example, I said Ariel Tchouaméni was going to be there because he's one of the favorite ones of the Shams. Also Rabiot, and I thought the only doubt that I had, it was in the attack, right? Because once Benzema dropped off from the World Cup, I was thinking about, okay, what is the best possibility? What is the replacement, the perfect replacement for Karim Benzema, right? And it was two choices, right? Giroud and Ousmane Dembélé. Two different players. You cannot pick between both of them, right? You have to put to both of them, and that's why the Shams decided to change the tactics, and instead of playing 4-3-3, he decided to go ahead and play 4-2-3-1, which is a completely different story, because that way he could fit players like Kylian Mbappe, Griezmann, and Ousmane Dembélé, and also Giroud, who was in the striker position as a number 9. He scored 2 goals, and the idea of the Shams was great because it really succeeded, right? So it's not only that. Then Kylian Mbappe, an amazing player, man. I'm a Madridista. I am still. I mean, it still hurts what he did to Real Madrid, but you have to acknowledge the fact this guy is nuts, right? And Kylian Mbappe is capable to play whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and the way he wants, right? There's no other guy. This quality that is able to do all the things he is able to deliver with, right? It's just great. And then Rabiot, he scored 1 goal, and Giroud, he scored 2 goals and made history because he finally reached to Henry, like the top scorer of all times in France. So very good debut from the national team of France. It was awesome. It was just great, and hopefully they can keep moving forward because they will deliver a lot of amazing things, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in the next game. So now guys, I hope you liked the video, and of course subscribe and leave your comments below.